Hey guys, day 5 of 7 already. Can't believe it. It's almost over. I hope you are getting what you hoped for, or what you hope that you're gonna get from this 7-day challenge. I hope that you are learning a little bit about what to eat, your nutrition, when to eat, your workouts. I hope mostly that it's getting you kind of kick-started into the routine of health and exercise. That's what the whole point of this is for. We talked a little bit about the other day, or a lot of it rather, about our stories, about how our stories hold us back and how they're not true. And then we talked about taking responsibility for those stories, that we need to take ownership of where we are and why we are where we are. And today, I wanted to talk a little bit about changing that story or creating a new story and why that matters. And so, to create the new story, it brings us back to the very first question we had to ask ourselves before we started this entire process. And that question is, what do we want? What do we want? So you answered that question. Some of you said, I want to lose 50 pounds. Some of you said, I just want to get in shape again. We had a lot of different responses. So it seems like we know what we want, right? But we're stuck in a spot or in a story that's not letting us get to where we want to go. So here's what we have to do. It sounds very cliche-ish, so I'm not going to say act as if, because I think that's kind of BS. I think that, in my opinion, in my experience with coaching myself and other people, is that you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan to get you from where you are to where you want to go. So we know where we want to go because we know what we want. So now what we have to do is we have to reverse engineer that process. So if losing 50 pounds is our goal, and we're just going to use this as an example, losing 50 pounds is our goal, what does that look like to lose 50 pounds? Gary, I don't know what that looks like to lose 50 pounds. Well, you know what? Sit down for 5 minutes, take a pen and paper out, and actually write down the daily habits and activities that you think that you need to do in order to lose 15 pounds by a certain date. 50 pounds by a certain date. Once you write it down, it becomes real. It gets out of your head. You start talking about it. You start figuring out different ways to get you to that, what I call targets. Because I think goals are kind of bullshit. I think targets are a better word, because when you're aiming for something, you're aiming for a target, right? You're like a sniper and you want to hit that target. That's how I go about my setting of targets anyway. And it's worked for me and it's worked for a lot of my clients. So we need to change the story. What does that person 50 pounds lighter do? What does that person 50 pounds lighter act like? Who does he or she hang around with, right? These are all very, very serious things that you need to take into consideration. Because if you're hypothetically 50 pounds overweight right now, and you want to lose 50 pounds overweight, and you drink 4 glasses of wine a night, and you have 3 ice cream sandwiches every day, the guy who's 50 pounds lighter doesn't do that. So the guy that's 50 pounds lighter isn't going to be having those glasses of wine every night and those ice cream sandwiches every day. That's just the reality. That's not me telling you you got to be hard and you got to work so hard and do all this crazy stuff. No, it's just you have got to face reality. And when we face reality, oftentimes anxiety comes in, right? We get super anxious and we're like, I can't do it. Fuck it. I'm done with this and it's over, right? But you know what? When anxiety comes in, we start to act like a terrible 2-year-old. And you're not a terrible 2-year-old. You're an adult, right? So it's time for all of us to act like adults. It's time for all of us to take control of your health and wellness and your life and actually live the life that you want to live. We need to stop acting like we don't have control. We need to stop acting like we're 2 years old. And we need to put plans together so that we can achieve the targets that we want. That's not me being hard on you. That's not me being a drill sergeant. That's me telling you that I know that this works from personal experience. I've done it in many areas of my life. It works. It works. But it takes work. It takes work. Like we talked about the other day, gut checks. It takes work. So what I want you to get out of today is we want to be able to reverse engineer what we want. We need to change that story. We need to figure out what that person that you want to be is going to do. So let's do that. This is going to be closing in 2 days. Don't disregard any of this. Do it. If you want to change, do it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.